You've been lying to yourself your whole life. You were told that support, guidance, and approval are pillars of success, but those pillars are illusions designed to cage you. Waiting for someone to hand you advantage is the fastest route to irrelevance. Dependency is a leash disguised as a lifeline. Power does not reward loyalty, it punishes it. Support is not a weapon you wield, it is a weakness you carry in your chest, visible, exploitable, and contagious. The first step is brutal clarity. If you are waiting for permission, validation, or a push from others, you are already behind. The world does not pause for your readiness. Those who survive alone understand that scarcity is a forge. Isolation is not suffering, it is training. The moment your safety nets vanish, your mind sharpens. Every decision becomes surgical, every opportunity becomes prey. The weak seek hands to hold, the strong learn to walk on their own bones. Reframe your lens. Isolation is not punishment, it is selection. Every situation where support is absent exposes the theater of your true capability. The people around you, the institutions you trust, the networks you rely on, they are not scaffolding, they are smoke. They collapse under pressure, and anyone clinging to them collapses too. If you understand this, loneliness ceases to be a problem, it becomes an instrument. Begin observing your dependency patterns like a surgeon examining a corpse. Who do you lean on? What approval do you crave? Which authority do you fear losing? Each answer is a fracture in your armor. Each fracture is exploitable, by others if you do nothing, by yourself if you adapt. The surgical cut is simple. Identify your reliance, acknowledge its danger, and remove it. You do not negotiate with weakness, you excise it. This is not a process for comfort. It will hurt. It will isolate you further in the short term. Friends will whisper, mentors will frown, the world will scoff. That is deliberate. The void is the battlefield. Most retreat seeking warmth or sympathy. Few recognize it as a training ground. Those who endure emerge sharper, faster, and unbreakable. Support may return later, but only after you've proven you don't need it. Begin treating every absence of help as an advantage. If you are unsupported, your enemies cannot manipulate you through obligations, and your peers cannot hinder you with expectations. You are free to strike, pivot, and dominate without interference. Isolation is the ultimate leverage. The unprepared see it as punishment. The prepared see it as power. Your assignment: audit your dependencies ruthlessly. Identify every thread connecting you to external validation, assistance, or comfort. Visualize cutting them. Feel the weight lift as you imagine standing alone, accountable only to yourself. Understand, the world never promised you help. Only the strong survive without it, and in that truth, your evolution begins. The lens is now shifted. The world is no longer a network of support, it is a crucible. Your survival depends on recognizing that reliance is poison, and independence is weaponized. You are either prey waiting to be caught in webs of loyalty, or predator capable of walking through fire alone. Survival without support is not accidental, it is engineered in the mind. Unsupported winners are not luckier, smarter, or inherently superior. They are psychologically forged in pressure and scarcity. When no one is handing you advantage, your brain stops waiting and starts calculating. Every choice becomes a tool, every obstacle a test, every loss a lesson. Dependence breeds complacency. Absence breeds acuity. The core mechanism is simple: self-sovereignty. Sovereignty is the ability to act without approval, to extract value without reciprocity, and to endure isolation without despair.
Unsupported winners understand that the world owes them nothing and that nothingness is an asset. A man waiting for handouts is predictable, malleable, and ultimately disposable. A man alone is fluid, adaptable, and invisible until he strikes. Scarcity is not an enemy, it is the clearest mirror of capability. This mindset rewires instincts. Where others panic, you calculate. Where others retreat, you advance. Unsupported winners develop hyper-awareness of leverage, who wants something from you, who fears your independence, and who can be manipulated through their own reliance. The absence of help sharpens these instincts because there is no buffer for mistakes. Every misstep is magnified, every hesitation punished. It creates a mental precision weapon, the ability to see threats, opportunities, and weaknesses before anyone else. Isolation also breeds ruthless prioritization. Unsupported winners know what is essential and what is distraction. Friendship, loyalty, and fairness, words celebrated by society, are reframed as tools or hindrances. Who serves your mission? Who drains it? Who is neutral? Emotional attachments that weaken decision-making are excised. Every resource is analyzed, every interaction assessed. The unsupported are not lonely, they are disciplined. Loners survive, whereas the comfortable drown in networks of obligations. Fear operates differently when you rely on no one. Unsupported winners internalize risk as a constant companion, not a temporary threat. They anticipate betrayal, scarcity, and indifference because it is already their environment. Anxiety does not paralyze them, it educates them. Pain does not break them, it fortifies them. The psychological edge is subtle but undeniable. Every decision carries weight, and every victory is self-made, uncontested by luck or support. This is why unsupported winners are dangerous. They are unbound. Their actions are unpredictable, their ambition unchecked, their loyalty owed only to themselves. In contrast, those with support carry invisible shackles, expectations, debts, reputations, permissions. These shackles dictate behavior, slow response, and invite manipulation. Unsupported winners have none. They act surgically, strike decisively, and vanish before retaliation forms. They are selection incarnate, moving freely where others stumble. Your task is to internalize this mechanism. Stop measuring your success by the presence of allies or mentors. Begin measuring it by your ability to act alone, to adapt under pressure, to seize advantage in environments that break others. The psychology of the unsupported is not comforting, it is transformative. It teaches self-reliance, strategic ruthlessness, and the terrifying freedom of being accountable only to yourself. Recognize this truth. Support is a crutch for the weak. Scarcity is the gym of the strong. Your mind, stripped of assistance, becomes a weapon. Every day alone is an advantage over the crowd. Every challenge a drill in sovereignty. The unsupported do not beg, explain, or apologize. They execute. They survive. They dominate. Most men are unprepared to survive alone. They collapse when the safety net disappears, exposing the raw vulnerability hidden beneath their polite facades. To survive without support, you must first recognize who fails under pressure and why. There are three archetypes that crumble when left to their own devices: the loyalist, the pleaser, and the credentialed. The loyalist is a man who defines himself by allegiance. He believes that loyalty will protect him, that serving others guarantees security. Alone, he realizes that loyalty is a leash, not armor. His decisions are reactive, his strength borrowed, and his survival dependent on a chain of favors that never come. When the world abandons him, he panics, seeking validation and direction like a child lost in a storm. The loyalist mistakes obedience for power and is discarded first. The pleaser survives on approval and fear of rejection. His value lies not in capability, but in compliance. Without support, he has no structure to reinforce him. He hesitates at every opportunity, fearing mistakes, criticism, or loss of connection. He dilutes his actions to avoid confrontation, abandoning strategy for popularity. Scarcity of support exposes him as weak, manipulatable, and ultimately irrelevant. The pleaser cannot endure isolation because his identity is a reflection of others' perceptions, which vanish when he is alone. The credentialed relies on reputation, titles, and recognition. He believes accolades shield him, that proof of past success will carry him through crises. Alone, he discovers that credentials are meaningless in raw survival. History, power, and opportunity do not pause to honor his resume. Without tangible leverage or immediate skill, he freezes or overextends, hoping that his past will protect him. It does not. The credentialed's downfall is arrogance disguised as confidence. These archetypes are more common than you imagine. Look around. Men who crumble under pressure are often polite, educated, or well-connected. They are conditioned to rely on systems, validation, or loyalty. Their weakness is structural and psychological. If you identify with any of these types, you are already vulnerable. The first step toward dominance is brutal honesty about which category you occupy. Next, observe behavior under stress. The loyalist clings, the pleaser over-explains, the credentialed overestimates. Each pattern is predictable. Each is exploitable by predators, competitors, or circumstance. Unsupported winners do not emulate these behaviors. They anticipate them and leverage the gaps left by others' weaknesses. They operate surgically where others fumble emotionally, decisively where others hesitate, and invisibly where others are trapped by expectation. The lesson is clear. Support does not save you. Character alone is insufficient. Only awareness of your behavioral tendencies and the deliberate elimination of weakness creates resilience. The unsupported man is not merely isolated, he is hyper-optimized for selection. He cannot fail in the traditional sense because he no longer defines success or survival in terms of social approval or external scaffolding. Your task is identification and transformation. Audit yourself ruthlessly. Which archetype are you? Which instincts betray you when alone? Once identified, begin eradicating the behaviors that make you reliant. Replace them with anticipation, strategic patience, and independent competence. Survival without support is not learned by comfort. It is drilled into your psyche through observation, repetition, and ruthless self-analysis. In the end, these three archetypes illustrate a simple truth. The world does not care who you are or what you've done. Only those who adapt alone, strike alone, and endure alone survive and dominate. Recognize the failure patterns, acknowledge your vulnerabilities, and prepare to operate without a net.
Human history is a ledger of abandonment, betrayal, and survival. Entire civilizations, armies, and leaders demonstrate the brutal truth. Those who rely on support are discarded first. The unsupported, hardened by isolation and necessity, rise where networks fail. This chapter removes any comforting illusions. You will see that dependence is punished and self-reliance rewarded, without exception. Consider the battlefield. Armies collapse not from lack of men, but from fractured loyalty. Soldiers who wait for orders or reinforcements perish first. Those who act decisively alone exploit chaos. Alexander's generals who depended on court favor were sidelined. Those who adapted to unexpected terrain, supplies, or betrayal became legends. Survival and dominance have always favored those who trust themselves more than their allies. History is also littered with leaders abandoned by institutions. Julius Caesar's opponents in the Senate plotted under the assumption of loyalty,
Yet his strategic audacity and readiness to act alone secured his ascendancy. Support from peers is fragile. It shifts with fear, envy, or convenience. The unsupported do not wait for permission. They seize leverage where others hesitate. Every dynasty, empire, and organization demonstrates the same principle. Reliability is rare, autonomy is power, and abandonment is inevitable. Even human nature itself reinforces this. Social bonds are transactional. Sympathy, mentorship, and loyalty are conditional. They exist only until they interfere with self-interest. When scarcity strikes, the dependent is the first to be cannibalized, professionally, emotionally, and strategically. Those who understand this do not hope for support. They exploit its absence. They recognize that isolation is not an obstacle, but a refining crucible where instinct, strategy, and adaptability converge. Look at the business world. Startups collapse when investors or partners withdraw. The dependent founder panics. The unsupported innovator adapts, pivots, and dominates niches left exposed. Survival favors the ruthless executioner, not the consensus seeker. Scarcity and abandonment are tests of competence, courage, and clarity. The unsupported either sharpen or disappear. Even intimate relationships demonstrate this law. The one who leans heavily on approval, attention, or validation is the first to be discarded when circumstances shift. The one who operates independently, indifferent to temporary absence, becomes untouchable. Dependence is a leash. Autonomy is armor. History, biology, and observation converge on the same lesson. Support is temporary, scarcity is constant, and survival rewards only the self-sufficient. Now internalize this truth. Your world will not pause for your comfort. Allies fail, mentors withdraw, institutions betray. Every man and every system will, at some point, leave you to navigate alone. Those who survive do not curse abandonment, they weaponize it. Each moment of isolation is a drill, a test, a stage to sharpen instincts, decision-making, and ruthlessness. History's cold proof is not theory, it is lived reality. Your takeaway is simple. Stop seeking safety in others. Study the patterns of failure and adaptation across centuries. Internalize that dependence is a liability and absence is an opportunity. Your evolution depends on embracing abandonment as your greatest teacher and wielding isolation as your most precise instrument. Only then do you move from surviving to dominating, from ignored to untouchable.